What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So guys, today we are checking out the new drift races that were added today to GTA Online as part of the Chop Shop DLC. Before you start racing, if you want to use a custom car in these races, it has to be a drift class vehicle, and you can get drift class vehicles by basically applying drift tuning on a certain amount of cars at the LS Car Meet. The list of drift vehicles, you can basically find it at the back of the workshop that you have at the LS Car Meet, the same place where you would also view the list for the HSW vehicles. It's the same PC, but this time instead of pressing right on D-pad, you will have to press left on D-pad. To play the races, go to the jobs menu, go to play jobs, go to Rockstar Created, and then under races in this list you will find 7 new drift races where you can use the new drift vehicles. Now these races, they are not normal races because the goal is not to finish first, but the goal in these races is actually to get the highest drift score. So it's very similar to, for example, games like Need for Speed, where you also have races like this, and it's actually very nice that Rockstar has also added this to the game, because a lot of people have been requesting something like this for a long time. So how does it work exactly? First of all, on the bottom right you see a couple of things. The first thing is your position. Now this is your position based on your score and not on your actual position in the race, like I mentioned. Under the position there is a multiplication factor, and next to this multiplication factor there is also a white bar which is constantly filling up, and then every time it fills up this will increase your multiplication factor. At the end of your drift, this multiplication factor will be multiplied by the score that you have, and this is the drift score that you see under this white bar. So basically how this works is if you have a long drift, a long continuous drift, your multiplier will keep on increasing, and then at the end of the drift, if you finish it, you will get your score multiplied by this factor. So this of course increases the score that you get by a lot. If you hit something from the side while drifting, sometimes you will see that it says on your screen minus multiplier in red. This means that your multiplier is reset. Your drift score, it will stay if you continue your drift, but your multiplier will go back to 1. Then if you keep on drifting, of course, you can build up your multiplier again, and then at the end it will be the same. But if you don't manage to build up the multiplier again, of course, then you will lose a lot of points. If someone hits you or if you hit someone, your multiplier, by the way, can also be reset. If you hit something really bad from the front, for example, or if your car just suddenly stops while doing a drift, it could also say on your screen drift failed, and then you lose all your score. So when you lose your multiplier, your score stays, and then you can build up your multiplier again, and then you can recover it. But if your drift fails, then everything is gone, and if you have a really long drift, it could be that you just lose it all at once. So be careful with this, especially if you're racing in a contact race, because normally the standard settings are non-contact. Be careful, and sometimes if it's necessary, maybe just stop your drift to claim your score, just to make sure that you will get something instead of nothing. Then one last thing, you guys will probably see these green zones as well during the races. If you drift in these zones, you will get more score than usual. It won't multiply, but you will get score faster, so it's definitely good to go through these green zones instead of the other path that you have as well. When you finish the race, you will get your score, of course, your drift score, and then also based on your position that you finished in, so for example first, second, like in a normal race, you will also get a small bonus score, but this really doesn't matter, so don't try to be fast. You do have to finish though, so make sure that you finish, but you definitely don't have to be first. Just try to get as much drift as you can, long drifts with a high multiplier, and that's basically all you have to know about it. So not regular races, it's all about the drift score, get long drifts, and then you will do good. You can also use the drift vehicles, by the way, in free mode. You can also drift with them in free mode. They are exactly the same as in the races. Really nice feature in my opinion. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about it. Make sure to like, subscribe, check out my Discord in the description, and peace out you guys.